Have you ever wondered what really happens if you ejaculate every single day? It's a question that sparks curiosity for countless men, regardless of age or background. Whether it's discussed quietly among friends or searched online late at night, this topic remains one of the most frequently explored when it comes to men's health. In a world full of myths, half-truths, and conflicting advice, many are left genuinely unsure about what's fact and what's fiction. The truth is, the frequency of ejaculation isn't just a matter of personal preference. It ties directly into broader conversations about physical wellness, hormonal balance, and even long-term reproductive health. It's no surprise, then, that both medical professionals and everyday individuals are keen to understand the real consequences, both positive and negative, of this daily habit. From gym locker rooms to doctors' offices, the question keeps resurfacing: does daily ejaculation help, harm, or make little difference in the long run? Some seek answers for practical reasons, like boosting fertility or preventing health problems, while others just want to know if their habits are normal. Regardless of motivation, finding clear, evidence-based information can be surprisingly difficult. Social taboos, embarrassment, and misinformation only add to the confusion. That's why it's so important to break things down with a calm, scientific approach. In this video, viewers will discover what truly happens inside the body and mind when ejaculation becomes a daily ritual. They'll learn how science separates the facts from the myths, and how lifestyle, age, and health status can make each person's experience unique. Each segment is designed to provide straightforward answers, practical advice, and a dose of common sense that's often missing from online forums. Before we dive deeper into the science, one thing is certain: curiosity about this subject is absolutely normal. Everyone deserves access to accurate, stigma-free knowledge that empowers them to make informed choices about their own health. Ready to uncover the facts? Follow the channel so you never miss insights like these. Ejaculation is more than just a momentary release. It's a finely tuned biological process orchestrated by the nervous and reproductive systems. When sexual arousal reaches its peak, a complex chain reaction unfolds. Signals travel from the brain to the spinal cord, prompting muscles to contract rhythmically and propel semen out of the body. This seemingly simple event actually involves a carefully coordinated dance of hormones, neurotransmitters, and muscle activity. Throughout a man's life, the frequency of ejaculation can vary dramatically. Young adults in their late teens and early 20s tend to experience the highest rates, often several times a week, sometimes daily. As men move into their 30s, 40s, and beyond, both libido and opportunity may decrease, naturally reducing frequency. Studies show that for most men, normal can range anywhere from a few times per month to several times per week. There's no universal benchmark. Age isn't the only factor influencing frequency. Stress, relationship status, cultural norms, and even access to privacy all play roles. For some, periods of abstinence are intentional, tied to personal beliefs or health strategies. For others, daily ejaculation may simply fit their lifestyle or be driven by a high sex drive. Regardless, these fluctuations are part of the human experience, and there's a wide spectrum considered healthy. Medically, ejaculation serves several purposes. It's the natural mechanism for expelling sperm, which is essential for reproduction, but it also helps clear out old seminal fluids and cellular debris from the prostate and seminal vesicles. This cleaning function has led to various theories about potential health benefits tied to regular ejaculation. Despite the simplicity of the act, the underlying mechanisms are surprisingly sophisticated. The nervous system ensures that orgasm and ejaculation are tightly linked, yet distinct processes, meaning one can occur without the other in certain situations. These physiological details set the stage for understanding how daily ejaculation might affect long-term health. With this foundation in place, it's time to examine what happens at a hormonal and neurological level after each ejaculation. What shifts occur in brain chemistry and hormone levels, and how might these affect mood, energy, or even future sexual performance? The next segment uncovers the science behind those immediate and lasting changes. Every ejaculation triggers an intricate cascade of hormonal and neurochemical reactions. Right after climax, the brain releases a surge of dopamine, delivering a feeling of intense pleasure and reward. This is quickly followed by a rise in oxytocin, the so-called bonding hormone, which promotes feelings of relaxation and emotional connection even in solo experiences. At the same time, prolactin levels spike, often leading to a temporary sense of fatigue or satisfaction that makes repeated arousal difficult in the immediate aftermath. These chemical shifts help explain the familiar post-orgasmic state, a combination of calm, mild euphoria, and sometimes drowsiness. For many, it serves as a natural stress reliever and mood stabilizer, offering psychological benefits that go beyond mere physical release. The body's response is both immediate and, to some extent, reinforcing, encouraging the cycle of desire and satisfaction that underpins healthy sexual function. A persistent question, however, is whether daily ejaculation might disrupt long-term hormone balance, particularly testosterone. Contrary to popular belief, research indicates that regular ejaculation does not significantly deplete testosterone levels over time. While there's a short-term dip immediately after orgasm, hormone levels rebound quickly, and overall testosterone production remains stable with frequent activity. This resilience of hormonal systems reflects the body's capacity to adapt. For most men, daily ejaculation is unlikely to cause any lasting hormonal imbalances or negatively affect energy, muscle growth, or libido. In fact, the hormonal peaks and valleys associated with sexual activity are considered part of a normal, healthy pattern, rather than a sign of depletion or excess. It's also important to consider how brain chemistry plays a role in sexual habits and overall well-being. The rewarding effects of dopamine and oxytocin can reinforce positive emotional states, while consistently high prolactin might explain occasional reports of temporary mood dips or mild irritability after frequent ejaculation. Still, these effects are typically short-lived and vary from person to person. With a clearer picture of what happens hormonally, attention naturally shifts to the potential impacts on physical health, specifically the prostate. What do scientists say about the link between ejaculation frequency and prostate cancer risk? The next section explores this critical connection. The relationship between ejaculation frequency and prostate health has been a subject of growing scientific interest. Several large-scale studies suggest that men who ejaculate more often may experience a reduced risk of developing prostate cancer later in life. The most widely cited research, published in reputable medical journals, indicates that men who ejaculate at least 21 times per month in their 40s and 50s seem to enjoy significant protective effects compared to those with lower frequencies. The physiological rationale centers on the prostate gland's function in producing seminal fluid. Each ejaculation clears out stored fluids and cellular debris, which some experts theorize may help reduce the buildup of potentially harmful substances. By flushing the prostate regularly, it's believed the gland remains healthier, possibly lowering the risk of inflammation or abnormal cell growth over time. Of course, the science isn't entirely settled, and some researchers caution against drawing overly simplistic conclusions. Factors such as genetics, diet, physical activity, and overall health play crucial roles in prostate cancer risk. Ejaculation frequency is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Still, the data consistently lean toward the idea that regular sexual activity is at least neutral, if not beneficial, for prostate health. It's also worth noting that the act of ejaculation itself promotes circulation within the prostate, which may help prevent stagnation of fluids, a factor sometimes linked to chronic prostatitis or other prostate conditions. While more research is needed, current evidence supports the idea that frequent ejaculation poses no harm to the prostate for most healthy men. For those concerned about prostate health, maintaining a regular pattern of ejaculation can be seen as one part of a comprehensive wellness strategy. Alongside healthy eating, exercise, and regular medical checkups, this habit may offer modest protective benefits with minimal downside. Of course, any persistent symptoms like pain, blood in semen, or urinary issues should always prompt a consultation with a healthcare professional. Join the Members Club and leave a super like to support science-backed information about men's health. Coming up, let's take a closer look at how daily ejaculation might influence fertility, sperm quality, and overall reproductive potential, a topic full of both myths and valuable insights. Daily ejaculation can have noticeable effects on sperm parameters, especially when it comes to sperm count and motility. Most studies find that with frequent ejaculation, the total number of sperm per ejaculate typically decreases slightly, simply because the body has less time to replenish stores between each event. However, the sperm that are produced tend to be just as healthy, with normal motility and morphology, meaning they can swim effectively and retain their structure. Interestingly, for men trying to conceive, this pattern is not necessarily a disadvantage. In fact, regular ejaculation can help ensure that sperm are fresher and less likely to be exposed to damaging oxidative stress in the reproductive tract. Some fertility specialists recommend ejaculating every 1 to 2 days when actively attempting conception, as this may actually increase the chances of fertilization for some couples. It's important to separate the concepts of sperm count and overall fertility. While frequent ejaculation may slightly reduce the number of sperm in any single sample, the effect on actual fertility, the ability to conceive, remains minimal for most healthy men. Unless there is an underlying issue with sperm production or reproductive health, daily ejaculation does not lead to infertility or permanent reductions in sperm quality. Some men may notice changes in ejaculate volume or consistency with daily activity, but these variations are generally harmless and reversible. After a brief period of abstinence, both sperm count and volume tend to return to previous levels. The body is remarkably adaptable, maintaining reproductive potential even with changes in frequency. For men concerned about optimizing fertility, focusing on overall health, nutrition, stress management, sleep, and avoiding harmful substances is far more important than stressing over precise ejaculation frequency. If there are ongoing difficulties with conception, a healthcare provider or fertility specialist can provide personalized guidance based on individual circumstances. With the basics of fertility covered, it's time to examine another dimension: mental health. What are the psychological benefits and potential drawbacks of making ejaculation a daily habit? The next section sheds light on the intricate connections between sexual activity, mood, and emotional well-being. Sexual activity, including daily ejaculation, can have a significant impact on mental health and overall mood. For many men, the act itself serves as a reliable source of stress relief, promoting the release of endorphins, natural chemicals that create a sense of well-being and relaxation. This physiological response often explains why some turn to masturbation as a coping mechanism during periods of high stress or emotional tension. Beyond immediate stress relief, regular ejaculation can help regulate mood through shifts in brain chemistry. The release of dopamine and oxytocin provides a temporary boost in pleasure and social bonding, which may counteract feelings of loneliness or anxiety. For individuals who struggle with mood fluctuations, this predictable dose of pleasure can be grounding and reassuring. However, it's important to recognize that daily ejaculation is not universally beneficial for mental health. Some men report experiencing fatigue or a transient dip in motivation shortly after climax, a phenomenon often attributed to post-orgasmic prolactin release. For most, these effects are mild and short-lived, but they can become noticeable if ejaculation is used excessively as a substitute for other forms of emotional fulfillment. Another potential downside involves the risk of developing compulsive or addiction-like behaviors. When sexual activity becomes a way to avoid addressing underlying stresses or emotional needs, it may lead to feelings of guilt or shame. Establishing healthy boundaries and understanding personal motivations are key to maintaining a balanced relationship with sexuality. Cultural and personal beliefs can also shape the emotional experience surrounding masturbation. Some men feel empowered by a routine sexual practice, while others struggle with internalized stigma or conflict. Addressing these beliefs openly, either through self-reflection or professional guidance, can be transformative for overall mental well-being. With a clear view of the psychological landscape, the conversation now turns to physical experiences and persistent myths. What common side effects do men notice with daily ejaculation, and how do science and evidence dismantle the most enduring misconceptions? That's the focus of the next section. Daily ejaculation often brings up questions about physical side effects, some real, others rooted in myth. Among the most common experiences, men may notice increased sensitivity immediately following orgasm, sometimes accompanied by mild soreness or a temporary decrease in ejaculate volume. These changes are normal, reflecting the body's need to replenish fluids and recover from intense stimulation. Foremost, any discomfort is short-lived and easily managed by adjusting frequency or taking occasional breaks. A persistent concern is whether frequent ejaculation can lead to long-term harm, such as sexual dysfunction or impotence. The scientific consensus is reassuring. For healthy men, daily ejaculation does not cause erectile dysfunction, nor does it impair long-term sexual function. In fact, maintaining regular sexual activity is often linked to better sexual health and responsiveness over time. Then there are the old myths that refuse to die, claims that masturbation can cause hair loss, blindness, or even infertility. These beliefs have no scientific basis. Modern research shows no connection between frequent ejaculation and hair loss, vision problems, or permanent reproductive harm. Such myths have their roots in outdated moral teachings rather than any credible evidence. Some men may also worry about the quality or appearance of their semen if they ejaculate daily. While the volume may temporarily decrease, especially with repeated activity in a short period, sperm quality remains stable in healthy individuals. Any visible changes typically resolve quickly with brief abstinence and are not cause for concern. Physical exhaustion is another worry, but again, the body is resilient. Occasional fatigue can occur, particularly if sleep or nutrition is lacking, but there is no evidence that daily ejaculation depletes vital energy or weakens the immune system. Listening to one's body and practicing moderation is usually all that's needed for long-term well-being. Armed with science-based facts, viewers can let go of outdated fears and focus on what truly matters: their own health status, age, and personal comfort. In the next segment, the discussion shifts to individual differences, how factors like age and underlying health shape the body's response to frequent ejaculation, and when it's wise to consult a professional. No two men will respond to daily ejaculation in exactly the same way, and age is one of the most significant factors shaping this experience. Younger men often recover quickly and may tolerate or even prefer higher frequencies without discomfort. As men age, however, natural shifts in hormone levels, sexual desire, and physical stamina can alter both the urge and the physical response to daily ejaculation. What feels effortless at 20 may require more consideration at 50. Underlying health conditions also play a crucial role. Men with chronic illnesses such as diabetes, hypertension, or cardiovascular disease may find that frequent ejaculation impacts them differently, sometimes influencing energy, mood, or even sexual performance. Certain medications and medical treatments can also affect libido and recovery time, making a personalized approach to sexual health especially important. For those with specific concerns, like prostatitis, erectile dysfunction, or persistent pain, daily ejaculation may need to be modified or temporarily paused. Consulting a urologist or healthcare provider can help determine the best strategy, ensuring that habits support rather than hinder overall health. Ignoring warning signs or pushing through discomfort rarely leads to positive outcomes. Individuals' psychological factors matter, too. Stress, relationship dynamics, and mental health can all affect how one experiences regular sexual activity. Some men may use daily ejaculation as a form of stress management, while others might feel pressured or conflicted about their routines. Open communication with partners and self-awareness are key to maintaining a balanced and healthy approach. Cultural and social influences should not be underestimated. Societal expectations around masculinity, sexual performance, and normal behavior can create unnecessary anxiety or guilt. Embracing diversity in sexual health and respecting personal boundaries is vital for emotional well-being. Join the Members Club and leave a super like to support honest conversations about men's health. In the next section, we'll look at practical recommendations, how to decide what frequency is right for you, how to develop healthy habits, and when to seek professional guidance. When it comes to deciding how often to ejaculate, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Each man should consider his age, overall health, lifestyle, and personal goals. Foremost, daily ejaculation is safe and well tolerated, provided it doesn't interfere with daily responsibilities, relationships, or emotional well-being. Paying attention to how the body responds, looking out for signs like persistent fatigue, discomfort, or changes in sexual desire, can offer valuable feedback on what frequency feels best. Building healthy sexual habits is about more than just numbers. Prioritizing good nutrition, regular exercise, quality sleep, and stress management supports both reproductive and general health. Open conversations with partners or trusted professionals can help address concerns, reduce anxiety, and debunk harmful myths. Education and honesty are powerful tools for maintaining a positive outlook on sexual health. For men seeking to optimize fertility, spacing out ejaculation to every 1 or 2 days may slightly improve sperm count per sample, but daily activity usually poses no barrier for healthy individuals. When trying to conceive, focusing on the broader picture, overall health, timing, and reducing harmful exposures matters much more than obsessing over exact frequency. It's also wise to listen to mental and emotional signals. If sexual habits begin to feel compulsive, interfere with life, or cause distress, seeking guidance from a healthcare provider or counselor can be transformative. There's no shame in asking questions or exploring new strategies for achieving balance and well-being. As men age or if they encounter health changes, adapting routines is a sign of self-awareness and care, not weakness. Flexibility and self-compassion allow for adjustments without guilt or pressure, keeping sexual health a positive part of life rather than a source of stress. Join the Members Club, drop a super like, follow the channel and leave a comment with your experiences or questions. Up next, let's tie together the key takeaways, how safety, potential benefits, and knowing when to seek advice can empower every man to make informed, confident decisions about his sexual health. Daily ejaculation is a subject surrounded by curiosity, speculation, and sometimes unnecessary worry. The science shows that, for most healthy men, frequent ejaculation is generally safe and may even offer some protective benefits for prostate health and psychological well-being. While minor changes in sperm count or sensitivity are common, these effects are usually temporary and pose no threat to long-term fertility or sexual function. Understanding how hormones and brain chemistry respond to daily sexual activity provides reassurance. The body is built to handle these fluctuations, adapting naturally to changes in routine. By focusing on a holistic approach, taking into account age, overall health, and lifestyle, men can confidently choose habits that suit their individual needs without fear or guilt. It's equally important to be aware of the few scenarios where caution is warranted. Persistent discomfort, changes in sexual performance, or other troubling symptoms should prompt a conversation with a healthcare provider. There is no substitute for personalized advice when it comes to complex health concerns. Encouraging open dialogue about sexual health breaks down stigma and empowers men to seek the support they need. Whether the goal is optimizing fertility, supporting mental health, or simply enjoying a fulfilling sex life, informed decisions are always within reach. For anyone navigating this topic, remember, balance, self-awareness, and evidence-based information are key. Everyone's journey is unique, and adjusting habits over time is a natural part of healthy living. Consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice, and remember to prioritize your well-being above all else.